Fame from Sister Wives regarding her new residence in North Carolina. Janelle Brown has provided an important update. The reality TV star disclosed a few months ago that she was starting from scratch to build her new home in North Carolina. She and her daughter Maddie talked about the plants in their new house, which they had created as a memorial to her late son Garrison, in a Sister Wives episode. Garrison passed away in March 2024 by suicide. She stated that her daughter and son-in-law accompanied her to the 156-acre property. Janelle went on to say that she chose to erect a memorial at the location in her son's honor to ensure that his memories would endure forever. She has now disclosed more information about their new residence. Read on to find more about the updates she has given. Janelle Brown, star of Sister Wives, disclosed a few months ago that she and her family are constructing their ideal home in North Carolina. Updates regarding the residence have occasionally been released by the reality TV star. She disclosed a few days ago that she intended to create a memorial for her late son, Garrison. Regretfully, her son committed suicide in March 2024. Together with her daughter and son-in-law, she bought the property. She was heard stating that Garrison would always be on their mind on a recent episode of the show. Additionally, they will undoubtedly have a section of the flower garden dedicated to him. According to Maddie, they intend to erect a monument in the garden in memory of those who lost their fight against mental illness. They will always remember her kid and make sure he is recognized on the property, Janelle underlined. Janelle Brown provided more information about the development at her new residence in North Carolina in an Instagram post. She wrote, "It doesn't look like much, but it is," on October 5. She went on to say that it represented actual, palpable progress toward the next phase of her life. She responded that the driveway and footings for her new home had already been completed, and she included a photo of her 156-acre property. "The house I selected and had designed precisely how I wanted it to," she continued. "In many respects, it seems like her first real home," Brown added. She bought her prior homes because they were suitable for her large, rambunctious family. "Often reflecting not what I chose or wanted but what worked," Janelle continued. "Every element of this new home is genuinely intentional," she stated in her conclusion. Janelle was one of Kody Brown's 4 spouses in his multiple marriages. Logan, 31, Madison, 29, Hunter, 28, and Garrison, who passed away in March 2024 at the age of 25, are the 4 children the ex-couple has together. In 2022, their marriage ended. Later, the former couple's relationship began to deteriorate. By 2023, Kody had become separated from 2 of his boys. She sent a clip of a large, empty land with woods and dirt roads in December 2024. She stated in the article that she is at last establishing some long-term roots. "It doesn't appear to be much yet, but it will," she continued. Janelle added that they are now aiming to maintain many acres in this state for the benefit of the wildlife, because she enjoys the untamed vibe of the region. The reality TV personality mentioned her business, Tata Farms, which she created with her husband, Caleb, and daughter, Madison. For more Sister Wives news, return often. When viewers first saw Janelle Brown on Sister Wives, they saw her as the cool-headed, practical wife who took care of the family's finances, organized their schedule, and subtly held everyone in check while mayhem erupted all around her. However, Janelle is finally entering a new phase of her life, one that will be characterized by peace, independence, and self-discovery, rather than several marriages, following years of heartache, separation, and introspection. The 55-year-old mother of 6 has now made her dream home in North Carolina a reality, revealing a very personal milestone that has her followers beaming with joy. "It also feels like my first true home," as she puts it. Janelle and Sister Wives patriarch Kody Brown have been officially separated for almost 2 years, and although the road has been emotionally taxing, it has also been tremendously uplifting. From Utah to Las Vegas to Flagstaff, Janelle has lived in shared housing, rented properties, and temporary arrangements for decades. Her most recent relocation feels like a long overdue statement of independence. In a recent update, she stated, "This isn't just a house. This is where I live. I'm creating something that is genuinely mine for the first time in my adult life. Not a compromise or a piece of someone else's plan, but something that represents who I am now." In a serene area of western North Carolina, encircled by the undulating Blue Ridge Mountains, Janelle's house is currently under construction. Her daughters, including Meri Brown, reside in North Carolina, so the relocation was both pragmatic and extremely sentimental, as those who have followed her journey are aware. Janelle remarked affectionately, I wanted to be closer to Maddie, Caleb, and the grandkids. They're developing so quickly. Trying to balance relatives in separate states caused me to miss far too many moments. I can now simply drive over to watch the kids play soccer or have Sunday dinner. To me, that is everything. Janelle previously attempted to live off the grid in an RV on the family's Coyote Pass property in Flagstaff, Arizona, as longtime Sister Wives viewers will recall. She appeared to be looking forward to the challenge at the time, which was to live a simpler, more independent existence. The reality, however, was far but simple. Janelle laughed and said it sounded adventurous, but let's just say Arizona summers are no joke. Although I enjoyed my independence, I was ready for something with more plumbing. Her plan for Coyote Pass, which at one point included creating a sizable joint property for all the spouses, started to fall apart along with her relationship with Kody. Janelle came to the realization that waiting on Kody to fulfill his promises was preventing her from making any meaningful progress after Christine left and the family disintegrated. She thought back. I kept holding on, thinking one day we'd build there together. However, I came to the realization that while life was going on, I was standing still. I therefore made the decision to begin construction for myself. Janelle gave fans a preview of her house plans, but she hasn't yet disclosed the entire concept. It's exactly the cozy, inviting atmosphere that fans would anticipate from her. Situated on multiple acres of verdant North Carolina property, the house boasts a spacious front porch ideal for coffee mornings and evening sunsets, an open concept kitchen that is ideal for family get-togethers, and a garden area where Janelle intends to cultivate her own veggies. The idea of living near nature has always appealed to me, she remarked. A garden, chickens, and a spot where I can go outside and simply breathe are things I desire. I want to stay here after moving about for years. The design itself pays homage to Janelle's pragmatic disposition, as well as her developing sense of style by fusing modern simplicity with rustic charm. She declared, I didn't want a mansion. I desired light, warmth, and comfort. My story will be told in this house. For Janelle, relocating to North Carolina is about more than just geography. It's about making connections. Janelle's choice to move was heavily influenced by her daughter Maddie, who lives nearby with her husband Caleb and their 3 kids. Janelle remarked, Maddie and I have always been close. I was impressed by her as she established her life here, including her family, home, and sense of calm. I also desire that. After leaving her multiple marriage, the grandmother of 3 talked about how her priorities had changed. My ability to balance the women, the children, and the obligations used to be how I defined myself. I'm learning to slow down though. I read, bake, garden, and spend time with my grandchildren. It's straightforward, yet it truly is bliss. Wearing jeans, boots, and a bright smile, Janelle posted a heartwarming picture of herself on the porch of her unfinished house on social media. The caption said, It's no secret that Janelle and Kody's romance ended badly. She began to doubt many of the sacrifices she had made over the years after the breakup, which was shown on national television. She recently said, I sacrificed so much to make the family work. But eventually, I understood that I was investing in something that wasn't giving me back. Janelle has made the decision not to harbor resentment in spite of the hurt. She is instead concentrating on gratitude and healing. She declared, I don't regret my life. I've learned a lot, and I have lovely kids and wonderful grandchildren. However, I do regret not declaring my independence earlier. Janelle is one of the most adored characters on Sister Wives because of her strength and grace, which have been lauded by fans. Janelle's new residence is more than just a structure. It's a representation. She was viewed as the mediator and the person who kept it all together for many years. She is now demonstrating that she can succeed completely on her own terms. She acknowledged that although she had always been self-sufficient, she was unaware of how much she depended on the concept of family to define herself. I'm now creating something that is genuinely mine, and I take pride in that. Her relocation to North Carolina contrasts sharply with Kody and Robyn's current circumstances in Flagstaff, where they are still largely cut off from the rest of the Brown family. Like Christine before her, Janelle is thriving after removing herself from the tumult, and fans can't help but notice this. Cameras caught Janelle standing in her almost finished living room, surrounded by construction dust and sunlight flooding in through new windows, in a heartwarming scene during a future Sister Wives episode. It feels like my first true home, she muttered, her eyes welling with tears. That simple statement meant a great deal to someone who had lived in communal quarters for decades, when every choice, from furnishings to money, needed to be negotiated. Her voice was shaking as she added, "I didn't realize how much I'd been missing this feeling. It's emotional to enter a place that is mine. This house represents my freedom, tranquility, and new beginning." Throughout her struggle, Janelle's children have been her strongest allies. Savannah and Garrison have been supporting her from a distance, while Maddie and her brother Logan have assisted her with the logistics and preparation. Janelle jokingly said, "Maddie has been my design consultant. She's really good at decorating. I believe the boys are simply pleased to see me happy, which is why they are eager to come visit." Despite their tense connection with their father, her boys, Gabriel and Garrison, consider their mother's happiness a win. According to reports, Garrison told a fan, "Mom deserves this. She has dedicated her entire life to her work. Now is her moment." Following Janelle's statement, social media was ablaze with support and loving comments from her followers. One reader remarked, "Janelle, you did it. You went from RV life to your dream home. You've always been the silent power, the one with strength. Everything you've earned is represented by this home," someone else said. Kody Brown, Janelle's previous sister-wife who has stayed close to her, left a touching, encouraging comment on her post. With construction almost finished, Janelle is already planning for the next stage, which will involve moving in, furnishing, and entertaining family members. She remarked, "I am so excited to have everyone over for the holidays. I want people to come to my house to eat, laugh, and simply feel loved." Janelle says her current emphasis is on herself, but she's not ruling out the possibility of romance in the future. She firmly stated, "I don't need a man to make me feel complete. I feel complete on my own for the first time in my life, and that is the best present of all." The narrative of Janelle Brown was for years entwined with the intricacies of plural marriage, a relationship based on mutual faith, compromise, and frequently emotional conflict. She is currently revising that story, though. Her home in North Carolina signifies not only a new location but also a new identity, one that is characterized by self-reliance, happiness, and genuineness. She smiled and remarked, "I'm not the same woman I was when I started this journey. I've developed, gained knowledge, and discovered serenity. I'm incredibly thankful for this house, which marks the start of the rest of my life. One plank, one window, and one heartbeat at a time." Janelle's dream is finally becoming a reality as the walls are constructed and the rooms take shape.